It's a scam.
I've just accepted that I'm not gonna get my fucking jerseys.
Yeah, I didn't get mine a few months ago.
Also because you ordered them from DNVR. I don't know.
No, I ordered it from DHgate. You my friend did.
Did you ever get the jersey from DH?
No, my friend. I ordered it with my friends, and they showed up to DNVR in their jerseys. And one of them had the nerve to say, "Hey, Will, where's your jersey?" Oh, that's right.
Did y'all order? Y'all ordered them together?
Yeah.
Like in one order.
Mm-hmm.
And yours didn't show
yours
up.
is the only one that didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
You know what? You know what that's
I'm
called?
sorry, that's funny.
You know what that's called? Me and my friend group have a term for that. It's called Will Luck. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely some Will ass luck.
I got coined that term. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, you got to patent that.
Who else but Will?
Who else
Will's
but
butt?
Will?
And then it's just like sad trombone.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right, we ready?
All right, yeah. Welcome to Board Man Gets Paid, Season 2. We back. So
We're back.
it's a whole new school year. We're about to get into a whole new basketball season.
Hell yeah.
Whole lot of shit happened since the last time we were here. I wish we had a clip that I could throw in here of us during the Nuggets parade, but I don't. So y'all get nothing.
Actually, don't you have footage of me like breaking down crying at Nolan's?
Probably.
I have
Oh yeah, you do. We do have
Yeah.
that. Okay, yeah.
I got footage of you just in the corner smoking 4 cigarettes through the last 10 minutes.
Never
of
been
the
more stressed in my life than the last 5 minutes of that game.
Motherfucker
man.
was going through that
Oh
pack.
man. So
Alex
this
put
is
the
the
definition of
championship
chain smokers into
episode.
effect that night.
chain smoker. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alex. Look, that was a stressful ass game, man.
Yeah.
I get it.
That game sucked. But I'd like to say, how about them Nuggets?
How about
about
the
the
Nuggets,
Nuggets?
baby?
congrats, guys.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
I'm your boy Xavier Gauthier, per usual, and I'm here with my guys.
Alex Petrich.
Benjamin Butler.
Will Martin.
Yes, sir, ski. Shout out Nuggets. Go Nuggies. Vamos Nuggies. They fucking did it. They actually fucking did it.
47
That shit
years.
is actually kind of like even months later. That shit is kind of insane.
It still doesn't feel real.
It's kind of crazy.
It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, y'all got 2 championships now in the city in the past 2 years.
God bless the Cronkies.
God bless the Cronkies for everything.
If y'all don't win a third one this year, the Denver's dynasty is just gonna completely fall to shit.
No. We already won ours this year. We're gonna win it next year.
Well, like the Nuggets don't repeat, or like another team, like
Like
the
if
Broncos?
another team doesn't,
hey,
y'all got to rely on the Rapids, the Broncos, and the Rockies.
Don't say
The
the
Rockies are
Don't say the
definitely not
Rockies.
gonna.
Rockies are bad.
Cronky might buy the Rockies.
Braves.
Just saying, but yeah, you're right. But no, by association, the Waltons married the Cronkies, so that's Cronky money right there for the Broncos
Very true.
and Walmart money.
And Walmart money.
Yeah,
Very
a lot
true.
of Walmart money.
Oh, excuse me. Hold on, real quick. I brought something that I didn't put on before we started recording.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love that shirt.
Can't
Yeah, I
remember
got
the
one
name.
from. I
Please
got a Jokic one from.
Is that Andre Iguodala?
That's Andre.
I want Iguodala.
I want Iguodala.
Okay, I want Iguodala. Yeah,
Martian's got the death ray.
kind of wish that Iggy was on this team so he could have got another ring.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
Nah, man, he
got
bailed.
plenty.
Warriors cooked the Nuggets in the 2013 playoffs, and that man's just like, fuck it. I'm going to the Warriors. He pulled a Durant.
Hey, look,
Literally.
man.
No, he
But
saw,
he did it better than KD.
He did it better than KD.
No, he was psychic. He saw it before it happened. He's like, this team's got
Man.
potential. It'd be crazy if I didn't get a ring with them.
I will say the Nuggets they did go through, I won't say it was an intense playoff run. Mm-hmm. Like, first round Timberwolves, right?
What? Yeah, they lost a game
Who
to the
said it? But
Timberwolves.
they were like, that was our hardest matchup.
that was
It
our hardest
was.
matchup.
What, the Timberwolves?
The Wolves was our hardest
Oh,
matchup.
okay.
It's the one that I personally...
Timberwolves, then
5.
then
We beat them
Lakers.
in 5.
Then like
Suns
no,
and
no,
six.
yeah, it was
Suns and
and
six.
six.
Suns,
Lakers
and then
4.
Lakers.
Yep. Then
Longest
Lakers.
series was the Suns.
Longest series was the Suns, but at no point, that was the series that made me the most angry out of the entire playoff run. But I realized probably after game 4, I was like, there's no fucking way Booker and Durant keep up the scoring barrage.
Would have went
Yeah.
to 7 with Chris Paul. Would have won in
All
7
right.
with
Yeah.
Chris
Hold
Paul.
on.
Amateur hour.
This guy.
This fucking guy.
This fucking
guy.
guy.
I need my coffee.
On a day like today.
Honestly, I thought the
On a
Suns would put up
day
more of a
like
fight.
today.
It's warm out there, man.
I mean,
With all the hype that they had around them,
yeah.
and this is not to like discredit the Suns. Don't get me wrong; they played well.
Yeah.
But they didn't play. They did not play playoff well.
No.
They did not. And I'm not like they won what 2 games.
They won both their home games.
Yeah,
their
they
first
did.
2 home games, and then they lost at home in game 6.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean like that's not bad, but it's
not something you're gonna write home about.
It's not
Yeah.
sustainable.
Yeah.
Their method was not sustainable. And I've seen, like, watching Devin Booker in those games, it was awe-inspiring because that man was just hitting
Every playoff
midi
it
after
is.
midi after
Yeah.
midi. And it was
He
beautiful.
finished second in the postseason in scoring and only played till the second.
I know, he only played the second round.
Dude went off.
yeah.
Like that-
Devin Booker is definitely
And
like
we'll
a generational
we'll
talent
get to the
for sure.
Suns off-season moves eventually. Just
Yeah.
you know,
Eventually.
we're coming.
But Lakers obviously got swept. Unfortunately,
It was a close sweep.
It was a close sweep.
Let's not
but,
pretend like it was the easiest sweep in the world. Like, all 4 of those games.
I've
like,
seen a
were nailed
lot of Nuggets
biters.
fans busting brooms out all summer.
Yeah.
Every time I wear a Lakers jersey, but
Lakers fans are
let's
still
not act like
mad.
those games weren't close.
You know, growing up a Nuggets fan, I gotta say, like, let us have our roses because all those years the Lakers whooped our ass in
True.
the playoffs.
Kobe,
We deserve it. Yeah. No, we deserve that.
Kobe did fuck y'all for years.
Yeah. So we deserve that.
Yeah, the mellow AI days.
Well, I mean, if we want to go back far enough, and I don't think anybody's holding a grudge about this still, the 85 Western Conference Finals where Magic cooked Alex English, but
Jesus
I
Christ.
think I think people have let that grudge die.
Do you think that the Nuggets Lakers beef is dead? Or
No.
do you-
No.
No.
Okay.
It will never die.
Doc, I was on Twitter like a couple days ago, and there was a Lakers fan, and he was like, "Man, if this shot didn't go in, and it was Jokic hitting that moon ball in Game 4,
Jokic's fucking threes, man. That fucking hop step.
they never
bullshit,
look like they're
man.
going to go in."
It never.
The Sombor shuffle is real.
Remember, I sent that picture of the 99 Jokic card I
Yeah.
got in 2K
Yeah.
the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulled up to the 3, fucking hop step 3. Works every goddamn time.
But the team that we had, because like we talked, we were still on the air talking during like the Wolves, Suns, and Lakers series. What taking yourself out of it as a Nuggets fan, was it a good NBA Finals? Was it a good NBA
For me,
Finals?
so if y'all remember during the finals, I did not give a fuck who. Yeah, for me and Ben, we didn't care who won. We were like rooting for the Heat and the Nuggets because
The
we just wanted good games.
Was it good games?
I think they were good games.
We knew the outcome
We knew, yeah,
when the series
Yeah.
started.
yeah, but
We
like
got
I think
3
that
good
Jimmy,
games.
Jimmy gave it his all.
I'm gonna say Jimmy and Gabe Vincent gave it their all.
I was gonna say if they had Tyler Hero, there would have been some closer games.
Yeah.
I think it would have gone to 6 or 7 with
Oh, yeah.
Hero.
100%.
But I will say Jimmy did.
solid.
Obviously, Jimmy played how Jimmy is going to play, and he played his fucking heart out. I
Same
do
with
feel
Bam.
bad for Jimmy, like having lost to the Lakers in the 2020 bubble, and then having lost now to the Nuggets. Like those aren't bad teams to lose to, but I know Jimmy played his fucking heart out in both those series.
Yeah.
He's proved himself.
And yeah, he's definitely proved himself as an amazing player over the years, like even since the Bulls days.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just feel like Jimmy deserves his shine too. Like I feel great that the Nuggets won, but I'm just so like Jimmy deserves a fucking ring.
He does.
You know, like
Jimmy always, like, it's always heartbreaking with him.
yeah.
Like, guys lose all the
You
time.
can't hate Jimmy Butler.
I know, but whenever Jimmy loses, it's kind of like, damn. And like that man can be corny. I remember
Yeah.
after they beat the Celtics and they were hosting the Eastern Conference Finals trophy, Bam wanted to hand it to him and he was like, "I'll hoist the next one."
Yeah.
And it's like, stop
No.
being corny.
I don't think that's corny necessarily though. It's the same for me. I saw it as the same energy as like we're not finished.
Yeah. It's
like
a
the Kobe.
mentality- it's a
Yeah.
mentality thing.
So I don't think it was necessarily just like a cockiness kind of thing. It was more of a I got to get my mind right for the next
have to
series.
have that
It was
mentality.
more-
Remember, like Coach said, they flew out that night to Denver
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
because
left.
they knew they were going to win that game.
Well, before Game 7 even started, they already booked their flight
yeah,
to Denver.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they already knew they were hopping on a plane, getting to Denver like that night.
Now that's cool.
So
that is a cool
That's-
move.
They're up
That's
3-0,
awesome.
right? That's how it went. They're up 3-0.
They were up
and
3-0.
1-7.
Boston
Yeah.
came back a little bit, right?
Boston won one game, I think.
Oh, never mind.
Did they win one game, Boston?
It went
Because
to
they
Game
didn't sweep
7.
them. Oh,
They went to Game
Yeah,
6.
it was-
oh, because
They
it
were
was
up 3-0,
They were
went
up
to
3-0, and then it was.
And then Boston won 3 straight.
Oh yeah, because everybody was talking about how only LeBron's been the only other person to come back 3-1.
And Boston was the higher seed, and
Yeah.
they had to win Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
in
I mean,
Boston.
this finals, this
the Game 7 was in Boston. I
that's
forgot
what I'm
about
saying,
that. Was a great game.
I know, and I
was so happy.
I have a buddy.
Fuck Boston.
Shout
Dead
out,
serious.
shout out Bryce Knapp, my buddy who I lived with. He's been my friend since I was 5. Die hard Celtics fan. Like every single Boston team, like through thick and thin, is what I'll say. It's not like he just hopped on the Brady bandwagon, and it's like, yeah, I like Boston sports. Like that man was in the trenches with the Sox and the Bruins, and
It's got to be rough being a Sox fan.
yeah. I mean, like, you know, the 2018 and 2007 or whatever.
Don't
like
don't
now?
talk about 2007. It was and 2004 is the one that broke it. But you know, we don't talk about 2007.
Right. I don't think Bryce was like conceptually aware of the fact that the 2004 World Series happened just because, you know,
Child.
he was 3.
Fair.
But 07, that's like, I remember the 07 one. But Bryce, I remember watching Game 7,
have shit in this
Celtics
world.
Heat with him. And I was so cocky. I was like, I felt like I was actually making my friends uncomfortable with it because they were all rooting for the Celtics just because they have no loyalty and they're scumbags. And they were just like, yeah, we're born and raised in Denver, but let's go Celtics. And it's like, fuck you. And I got to that party and I was like, hey man,
Are you still roommates with these people?
no.
Okay, good.
It has nothing to do with the Celtics.
I mean, can you imagine if it did?
But that is a plus that you don't have to
know.
deal with Celtics talk.
I mean, he's also a Nuggets fan. He is also
Okay.
he was happy when the Nuggets won the finals. It's just if it were a Nuggets Celtics finals, I had several friends that were going to root for the Celtics, and I like didn't talk to them for most of the finals because I was like, look, you're still going to be my friend, but if you're rooting for the Celtics actively, I cannot talk to you.
yeah, if you're
That's
rooting
fair.
against me, you're against me.
Yeah, and then the Heat cook him. Cooked him in Game 7.
Cooked.
I mean, all props to Derek White for one of the more improbable buzzer beaters I've ever fucking seen
Oh,
in
yeah.
Game 6, but that was
Shout
not
out Denver boy, Derek
That
White.
was ridiculous.
Yeah, like it's not. Again, it's not sustainable to be like down 3-0 and think you're going to do
Yeah.
it. You know?
And I mean,
Damn
but
close.
it did look like it was in their favor
Yeah.
for that stretch of like those 4 games, those last 4 games. It did look like, okay, Boston's probably going to win this.
Yeah.
Probably to like the mass public. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy.
But we know ball. So,
Yeah.
and we know Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
So,
Himmy buckets.
Himmy buckets. I think Jimmy Butler is always going to be like a phenomenal playoff player. I don't know what, like you said, Tyler Hero being in that series probably would have helped a lot, and it probably would have gone to Game 7. But I don't think it would have been enough. Still, at the end of the day, for Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon. I don't want to say KCP.
I mean, hey man, that man won us Game 5.
He did.
He did win us Game 5. With
Christian
those
Braun.
steals. Brown.
Brown.
That was. Look, with the loss of Bruce Brown,
Sad days.
like I know that we cannot we can't replace Bruce Brown, but we can remake him.
You can replicate.
You
You can
rebuild
replicate
him.
his impact
Yeah.
with Peyton Watson and Christian Brown.
Yeah.
And we're going to see Peyton Watson minutes in the upcoming season, and I'm very excited for that.
We're gonna see Hunter Tyson minutes in the upcoming season too.
I don't know, man.
I think a good.
I mean, with the loss of Vlatko, man, I feel like he slides into Vlatko's rotation minutes.
This is true, and also the loss of Jeff Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hunter
Uncle Jeff.
Tyson, Unk
Got his ring.
got his ring and dipped. Where'd he
I
go
think
again?
that
Houston.
Of course.
Bruce Brown's like the only other player I could compare to Bruce Brown in his gameplay. That's like an active player, like a well-known player. Probably Gary Payton.
That is a good.
And I think he would have been, if y'all had the cap space, if y'all had like
Yeah.
the ability to get him, that would have been a great replacement for
All
him.
right. Ben wants to play
Ben
something.
wants to play
And
that
he's
goddamn-
somebody who would have sat on the bench. I remember this. I saw this live.
Tell me, is Brucey B going anywhere? Hell no.
Hey man, he got that bag. He got $40 million from the Pacers.
Man.
Cue the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
Dun, 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 dun. I can't be mad. Like,
You still have great role players. You
Yeah.
still have
Oh,
yeah.
Aaron Gordon, who's like
He's
a
about to
top
be a starter.
10
I mean, I don't know what
Top
the
10?
role
like
player, Aaron Gordon.
a top
think
10
he's a top
role
10?
player.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
I'll say
about
top 15.
I was thinking about this on the drive over today. The Aaron Gordon trade, especially like how it ended up turning out, it like
We got that bag.
it might be one of the greatest trades of,
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
21st century.
Oh, yeah.
Just in the sense that like we gave up fucking Gary Harris and RJ Hampton for Aaron Gordon. and that was it.
Yeah,
that was
that's actually really good. That's a phenomenal trade, and that's also that was also when I feel like Aaron Gordon's stock is about to go up.
Yeah.
It's about to go back up, I should say.
It is.
Because he obviously Aaron Gordon dunk champion. What, 2 years in a row?
he never won.
He never won.
Well,
Runner.
no,
He won.
he came close
He's
several
never
times.
won.
Fucking who robbed him?
Zach Levine robbed
Zach
him
Levine robbed him.
Oh,
when he
yeah.
dunked over Taco Fall.
And then
That wasn't
Dwayne
impressive.
fucking
His
Wade
nuts were on
robbed
his
him in
head.
2020.
Dwayne Wade? Oh, hell no.
That's crazy.
He gave him a 49 on like where he
Oh,
dunked,
yeah.
he dunked over Taco Fall.
His
Yeah.
nuts were all in Taco's head. Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't. He didn't clear him.
Taco
I
was
forgot
wearing
about
a
that.
hat
That was fucking
of-
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like thinking
Zach
back to
Levine's
that
better
era
dunker.
of Aaron Gordon, like Magic Aaron Gordon, his stock was like here. Magic was still shit.
That was like
but
Aaron Gordon,
his
Boost
personal
duo.
stock was like crazy.
They had him as the guy. He was like the
And
guy.
it was
in
like
Orlando.
after that second dunk contest, like his stock just fucking plummeted out
Yeah.
of nowhere. I don't know if it was just his gameplay. I don't know if it was because of the teams he was on or what, but I think this final series gave Aaron Gordon a chance to like prove to the public, like, yo, like I'm still that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like I can still do this.
That's when like the Magic with a young Aaron Gordon and a young Voos would like start off the season as the best team for like the first month of the NBA
Yeah.
season and then just shit.
and then
and
they
then-
just plummeted.
well,
And
they
then
also
they
had a
just-
broken
And then
Jonathan
it's
Isaac.
been
Broken
a while.
Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah.
That man is still broken.
Admiral
He's still
Schofield.
broken, yeah.
Good times.
Oh, shoot, I
Admiral Schofield.
Do you
Oh my
think that?
God.
Do you think
and-
that team would have done that lineup, but replaced some of those people with like the current people? So like Markelle Fultz, Paulo.
Anthony.
Do you think that team goes farther, like with Aaron Gordon and
If
with?
they had their current guys, and then you still have
Vucevic.
Voos, you still have like even guys like Mo Bamba, like a healthy Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah, a healthy
And the
Jonathan
guards
Isaac,
they
Mo
have
Bamba,
now,
like Mo Bamba coming out of the.
that could be a middle of the pack Eastern Conference team.
Orlando is just in the weird situation where they have too many guys.
They do.
They have too many dudes, like between like Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner and Paolo
Suggs,
Banchero
too.
and Markelle
Yeah,
Fultz.
man,
Like
they
Carter
have.
Jr..
And honestly, it's crazy that the Magic is as bad as they are because they have a great lineup.
Yeah. They're
They've-
just young. They're
they've
really
got,
yeah.
They've got the.
They don't have any
Wagner-
vets.
They've got the Wagner brothers, Banchero, fucking.
They're vet for
Jonathan
the
Markelle
long-
Fultz.
they're vet
Yeah,
for the longest
Wendell
time.
Carter
Suggs,
Jr.
Terrence
Wendell
Ross.
Carter. Yeah, like that's a great lineup. That's
Do you know
a
how
good
many
team.
bigs? They can make a lineup of all bigs.
But
They're good.
I think that it's just
Like the early
I think it's also
days in
coaching.
Milwaukee.
It is.
because like you don't have a team that good and they lose year after year after year and nobody picks it up. There's no way.
I mean, they
Somebody has to be there and has to like. If it's not the players, it should be the coach.
yeah, and I mean like when they had Steve Clifford as coach, I mean Clifford has this reputation as a good defensive coach, but he's one of those guys that like is never really on the same page as his players.
Yeah,
And you could see that when he went to Charlotte. Was it last season or 2 seasons ago? And Charlotte has just been dog shit the entire time that he's been coach.
true.
And I don't know if the coach.
Charlotte is always going to be dog shit. Let's be
I mean,
real.
look,
Fair.
you just wait for Paolo
Even
to
Michael
develop.
Jordan being an owner didn't save that team.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, he was only
Mike
there
wasn't
for the
a great-
bag.
Mike wasn't a great owner.
now
He wasn't a great owner,
now
and
he's
like
gone.
Mike thought it was. He probably thought it was a better investment than it actually was.
Yeah.
It was a
Because he's
great-
thinking,
it was a great
oh,
investment.
it was a great investment in like
And now
thinking
he's
on
sold
paper. But I think that it's in terms of you being Michael Jordan, being an owner of this team, and that team not producing results. That's what I mean by like
Yeah.
there's not any sustenance in
Yeah.
that team. So
Yeah.
Great player, second greatest of all time. You know.
oh yeah, but not a great business
Debatable.
owner.
No, I mean besides
I mean, besides the shoes.
Hanes underwear or Fruit of the Loom. He was Fruit of the Loom underwear.
Nike.
I remember those ads when he had his like little Hitler mustache and he was advertising fucking
Fruit
underwear.
of the Loom.
He was
Yeah.
he was in a Michael Jackson music video.
Or those Got Milk commercials.
He was in like 2 or 3 actually.
yeah MJ and MJ.
MJ and MJ, yeah.
Yeah.
Two great MJs.
Speaking
well,
of investments, how like in terms of investments, how do the Nuggets keep this team together? Because we couldn't pay Bruce, and with the new salary cap rules going into effect next season, like it makes it really tough on teams who have 2 max players, and we have 3 max players, and we have 3 max players between Murray, Porter, and Jokic.
You
Now-
let go of Porter.
Those are the three you need
Gotta
to keep
be.
around.
It's got between if you let go of any of your stars, is Porter.
Porter's the youngest out of them, no?
But
Porter's the youngest, but he's also the least efficient on the court out of those three.
I was going
I
to say,
think-
you look at the numbers, and he does not put up
He doesn't put up
efficiency.
star numbers.
No, and
That's the
he's,
problem.
He's too reckless with the ball at times.
I don't know if surrounding just Jokic and Murray produces the same results.
I don't think it does, but I don't think it's going to be easier for you to replace Michael Porter Jr. in that rotation and try and have somewhat the same like flow on the court than you trying to replace Jamal Murray or Jokic.
Well, yeah.
You're not going to find another
Yeah,
big like
of
Jokic in the
course.
league. That's
I mean,
just not going to happen.
We have the ability to develop. Like,
and you're not going to find another point guard like Jamal Murray in the
No.
league right now. Like
playoff Jamal is different.
he's just, I mean, year-round Jamal really. Like
Ronnie
Facts.
gave Jamal
he's
Murray
just
an
really
86.
Huh?
Ronnie gave Jamal Murray an 86.
That guy-
That shit is so fucking
I
stupid,
thought,
yo.
wait, no, I thought that was a lie. I thought they put him at
No,
an
it's
89.
real.
I thought
It's
they put him at an
real.
89.
They put him at an 89 or 88 or
and
something.
I think like who's above him?
My phone's right here. But yeah, no, I was. That's why I sent the 2K ratings to the group chat because I was like, this is crazy. But Jokic is a 93,
No, Jokic is a 97.
98.
90, 98. Oh yeah,
should
because
be a
he's the
99.
highest. He's the highest.
and that's still low. He
ranked
should be a
player right now.
99. Correct.
He should be
Yeah.
on the cover,
for
goddamn.
24.
There's no 99. Well, it's Kobe year, so that
I
makes
know.
sense.
I know. But
He should
like,
be on the alternate cover though.
Yeah, or like
The
next
main
year.
one and
Give
then
him next
Kobe's,
year.
like,
Yeah.
Legend edition. Like they do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nuggets core.
Nuggets core.
Yeah. No, I think if you take anybody out of that lineup, out of that starting lineup, which is I'm referring to
In regard to the money as well.
Murray, KCP.
Yeah, they put Jamal as an 88.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
insane. That's not bad, but like he should be a 90.
He
Yeah.
should. Like you, I'm sorry, but tangent. You look at the guys ahead of him. James Harden 90, Kyrie Irving 91,
Yeah, I take James
Trey
Harden.
Young.
Well,
Jalen-
91 is only going to be because of his handles. I already know.
Bro, they put Domas Sabonis as a fucking 89. I'm sorry, nope, done.
Well, no, that makes sense. In regards to other centers and bigs in
that
that game,
position.
most bigs in 2K don't have very high ratings.
Yeah.
That's true, but
The
still.
only bigs that really have ratings that high are like LeBron, Giannis.
I mean, but you look at all
Not
the
even
other point
AD
guards.
has an 88. I don't think. I think AD has like an 83 or some shit.
There
like
ain't
that
no
this year.
goddamn way Anthony Davis
AD?
is an 83.
He's a 94.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No, it's,
That's crazy.
Look,
Yeah.
say what you want about him, like about how he's always injured. When he is
He's my
healthy-
favorite player. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
Davis
like,
is like, he's good. It's just he has these injury problems.
yeah.
I was most worried about
I
him
guess
in the Lakers
yeah,
series.
it's 2K. You're not worried about
He's-
injury
Yeah,
problems
I
in
saw
2K,
that-
so that makes sense.
I saw that graphic the other day of when he was playing at Kentucky, and it was like Anthony Davis blocks this season 111, and then it just had
He was fucking
literal
ridiculous.
teams
Literal
after
teams,
that.
yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah, Anthony
Cool.
Davis was a beast in college.
He did
man.
the Grand
even like his
Slam.
first few years in the
Which
NBA,
is-
man. Like before the Pelicans started fucking him over in his deals,
Well, I'm telling you,
But-
he got rid of that unit.
which that is
changed.
the biggest mistake we ever fucking made as an organization.
which was just bailing on
It was
Davis.
just bailing on AD and like not giving him what the fuck he deserved.
You could have had a good thing if you kept Boogie, or if Boogie didn't get injured.
Going into that playoffs with like people forget how fucking good that team was with healthy
yeah.
AD and healthy Boogie. They
Yeah.
ran through the playoffs.
We had good Julius Randle.
Rondo.
We
Yeah,
had
Rondo.
Rondo. We had
Throwing lobs
AD.
to those two guys.
We had Boogie on the Boogie
Yeah.
on the court. But like if that lineup was perfectly healthy, it's a great lineup.
There's
Yeah.
that-
And if we had
good lineup.
only traded, if we had not traded AD and only traded like some other random ass players to the fucking Lakers instead, and let's say we only got BI in that trade because they didn't give a fuck about BI during that trade. The only people that they were worried about were Lonzo. Yeah, Lonzo.
Yeah.
That was it.
Man, when that trade went down, I thought y'all were going to be so much better than it actually became.
Nah.
With Lonzo and Josh Hart and Bi and Zion.
It's because first off, they didn't even use Josh Hart to like Josh Hart's capability and potential at
Right.
that time. And now Josh Hart's just kind of like a sorry ass player.
well, I mean, he's found his
little
role.
He found his role in
In New York.
New York, yeah.
Yeah.
But as somebody who's supposed to be a starter in New Orleans, like at least what we were thinking,
Yeah.
he was supposed to be a starter. They didn't have enough faith in him to
Yeah.
do what he needed to do. And I think that low key that kind of fucked us over because then they put like Lonzo's not there anymore. Josh Hart's not there anymore. We only have BI
And Zion.
and
And
Zion,
Zion.
who is Zion right now.
Yeah.
And he's getting fucking name tatted on porn stars' faces.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
got side bitches living in different houses in New Orleans. Because he was a fucking weirdo. I don't
Send that man to Utah, man.
They both
Will Markkinen? No.
No. Guangdong's calling.
No, he's still good.
He's still
still
good.
really good.
That's the thing, though. We don't even know if Zion's still
I was about to say,
good.
you got to play to be good.
That's the
Number one in
thing.
the West when
We
he was
haven't
healthy.
actually. I think that the New Orleans franchise, like the owners and the coaching staff, is putting way too much faith in like his potential, not his ability,
Yeah.
his potential.
Yeah.
And Zion is not. I can tell that Zion's turning out to be the kind of player that's not going to reach that potential that he has. Unfortunately, like I would want him to reach that potential. I would love this Zion to be my fucking franchise player and for the Pelicans to be good again.
Yeah.
Instead, y'all got
But
B.I.,
no.
C.J. McCollum, and
And we're probably not even going to keep
Valanciunas.
CJ.
Y'all still got Valanciunas.
We still got Valanciunas, which is a great center, but like
You want to know who your backup is that they just signed? Cody Zeller. Sorry, brother, your season's over.
Well, don't they still have like Larry?
I mean,
Nance?
he just went on a championship run. That's not awful. Cody Zeller.
Cody Zeller.
Yeah, wasn't he on the Heat?
He was.
Oh, he was on the Heat.
Yeah.
I forgot about
You
that.
want to know how I knew that man was on the Heat? I was at work one night, and we have TVs at the bars, obviously, like a bar does. But I turn around, I see a Heat game against Boston. I'm like, oh, that hairline looks really familiar. Oh, shit, that's Cody Zeller.
Well,
I
yeah,
guess he got
Cody
a job
Zeller
again.
looks like he should be teaching like middle school geography.
Middle school math.
Yeah.
Bro, that hairline, that hairline is not an NBA player's hairline.
Nah, not at all. There are accountants out here that look better than he does.
That was when I knew that the series was over with the Miami Heat, when like Bam couldn't stop Jokic and Spoelstra was like, fuck it, we're going to try Cody Zeller on Jokic. And it just, I mean, like, I don't think it can be understated how dominant this Nuggets team was in the finals run, just because like we lost 4 games all postseason.
4.
We lost 4, 1 against the Timberwolves, 2 against the Suns, and 1 against the Heat.
I was on this pod and I said I'm not going to diss the Nuggets, not once, and not a single episode did I diss the fucking
That's right, you
Nuggets
put respect
because
on our name. Dang it.
that team was low key it. Like y'all had it
I
for
think
sure.
We'll be a 2K Classic team.
Oh yeah.
Eventually.
Oh yeah.
Eventually.
Oh yeah. Give it like 5 years. Y'all are going to be on the click left bumper 5 times. It's going to be 2022, 2023 Nuggets.
Oh, it's going to be great.
lost the most games. to the
But I
Chris
bet
Paul
I can
Suns.
still whoop them with the 03-04 Lakers.
The 03-04 Lakers. I've been cooking Noah with the
Like I said, Karl Malone is a horrible person, but he was
by God.
a monster on the floor.
that man can sit in the dunker spot and wait for a pass.
What was that fucking joke you cracked in a group chat the other day? You said, put him in the game for 12 minutes.
Put him in the make him play every minute of the first quarter, 1 minute of the second, so he gets an even 13. God damn it, Carl, you're a criminal.
Awful person.
Quick
But,
shout out to the well, not quick shout out, quick call out to the NBA where it's like, why are you still honoring this man?
Yeah.
Why?
That was crazy at the All-Star game this year.
Yeah, because like they brought him out.
Doesn't the Staples Center have like statues of all of the legendary Lakers players?
Not Malone. I mean,
Oh, it doesn't have Malone?
Carl
Okay.
was only there. Carl was only there for one season. He was just a fucking ring chaser that entire season. Like his best years, of course, were in Utah. And I don't. If I'm the Utah Jazz, I'm really considering if I want to build a statue to that man.
Nah, for real.
I mean, say what you want about him. Like, you know, what is he? 3rd all time in scoring?
Yeah.
There you
Something
go,
like
Ben.
that.
Where are you going?
I gotta take a call.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say he's about to have to hop off.
Oh yeah.
Jazz.
Malone has 2 MVPs. He's 3rd all time in points. Consistently a good rebounder and scorer, but just a playoff choker.
Yeah.
And there's like Noah and I have been watching through The Last Dance, and it becomes so painfully obvious that Karl Malone was not him,
Yeah.
and Stockton was not him, despite the fact that Stockton.
Man, I'm so tired of people saying how great these other people were in Jordan's era. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, Charles Barkley, bro, he was amazing.
Hey, Chuck
Don't
was
get me
good.
wrong, Chuck was good, but he's not fucking. He's not Devin Booker, and he's not Steph Curry.
I would say that the closest comparison we have to Charles Barkley would be, as we were talking about earlier, actually, Zion Williamson.
You think so?
Yes,
Okay.
just because Chuck was
That big body paint.
hyper athletic. Dude, that man played power forward at 6'4".
Yeah.
And he was consistently.
Well, that's why I said Vince, because Vince was super athletic.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. But
And
he's
like-
not a modern player, so.
Chuck was one of the few guys to drop over 55 in the playoffs. and he has an MVP. Like
Yeah.
No, Chuck is 6'6", not 6'4".
He's
look,
good.
There's a big mystery surrounding what Charles Barkley's actual height is.
Fair.
Like
Because Charles Barkley is the kind of motherfucker who would lie about his height.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a person that would lie about their height.
But you're also under 6 feet tall.
I'm
Charles
under-
Barkley doesn't have to lie about his height. He's an NBA player.
Yeah,
He's a Hall of Famer.
Charles fucking Barkley. Also, quick shout out Charles Barkley for being such a huge Nuggets fan for the entire playoff run.
Was he?
Yes, he was constantly rooting for us, and he was like, "Thank God we're giving the Nuggets their flowers because they deserve it."
I feel like Chuck was
A hater.
talking shit the first half of the playoffs.
Well, he was, but then Shaq sat him down and told him what is what.
But Shaq always does that. And Shaq
And I
is
love
usually
Shaq.
the one that's right on TNT.
Yeah, I love Shaq. Shaq's fucking great.
Shaq and Kenny are usually the ones that are right.
Man, Charles Barkley is one of my favorite people in all of the NBA.
But like to your point, and that's the same argument that I always bring up when everybody's like, oh, like the whole LeBron versus Mike conversation, which also don't ever leave Kobe out of that conversation because like that's a very important piece of that. But if we're only comparing LeBron and MJ, yes, MJ has 6 rings. Nobody ever talks about how many times he lost in the playoffs, though. Which was what, 4 times?
86, 87, 80.
He didn't go 10 times. He went. Did he go over 10 times to the playoffs?
To the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I mean, if you take out, he had the 6 years in the 90s and then those years losing to like the Celtics and the Pistons in the 80s.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to delve too deep into the Magic LeBron or the Jordan LeBron thing.
I mean, you can make that.
That could be a whole podcast.
Yeah.
I mean,
but like, just saying, in that, I think that you have to account for different eras.
Yeah.
No, but you look into other sports too. Like everyone talks about how Tom Brady has 7 rings, but you never talk about how many times he lost in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's the best. He has 7 rings. Okay, what about all the other years he went and choked?
And you know what's crazy? Like, nobody, like, yeah, he has 7 rings, but nobody ever compares Tom Brady to, like the great NFL players from back. Yeah, like, they don't ever compare him to those people.
But the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
The Denver
Sorry.
Nuggets.
Yeah, we got
Back on
completely
topic,
sidetracked.
gentlemen.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. It's all good.
Do you think we have the ability to repeat?
Personally, no.
Not this
No.
year.
Who's
Ourselves.
There's so many people.
Yeah, there's.
Ourselves?
I think.
So many
I
teams.
think there's a lot of teams that have
same
seen what the
teams as
Nuggets
last
can
year,
do.
Suns and Lakers.
Yeah, and I think that the West is already a really competitive conference.
Yeah,
it is
it is.
already a very tough
No,
conference.
out of
to
the
be
2
in.
conferences, it is the most
It is.
competitive.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the toughest conference.
Yeah, you look at teams in the East.
And I think I said
like,
this in
fuck no.
episode 2 or episode 1. Like there needs to be more balance in the NBA.
There does. Everyone wants to play out west in LA.
And the
Phoenix,
Eastern Conference is about to get even weaker if Giannis leaves. So
Facts.
I don't think Giannis actually leaves.
you don't think
Would
so?
he
No.
leave to another Eastern Conference team, most likely?
No. Everybody's
I
saying,
don't think there's
oh,
another Eastern Conference team that can take Giannis.
No, everybody's
And
like,
who-
oh, Giannis
whose
is
scheme
up.
he fits into.
He's mentioned Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't think he fits into Chicago's scheme very well.
So long
I
as
don't
it's
think
not-
he fits
Well,
into
they'd
New
have to
York.
rebuild-
which New York team? Brooklyn or New York?
New York, right? He's mentioned the Knicks.
Everybody says like, oh, he's been tied to the Knicks.
No.
I don't.
No, everybody.
I don't see Giannis going to the Knicks and making the Knicks better.
Even Joel said the thing the other day about the championship. He's like, I don't know if it's in Philadelphia. That's how he talks.
Yeah, I don't know. Like every time a player wants out, they always mention New York. They did it with Durant. They did it with Kyrie. They did it with.
But they actually ended up going to Brooklyn.
They
now,
ended up
so-
going to Brooklyn, but they didn't end up going to the Knicks. But everybody
No.
thinks like, oh, the Knicks. Everybody, they're gonna get.
First off, the Knicks ain't
That's
shit.
because
Never have
Stephen A.
been, never
Smith
will be.
and
Spike Lee.
and Spike Lee. That's literally it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Knicks, like, I expect good things from them next season. I'm not gonna lie. I think they'll be like a top 4 seed in the East again.
Oh yeah, the Knicks aren't a bad team anymore.
No, but again,
it's just that
you look at
they're
the East,
inconsistent.
You look at the East, and it is such a weaker conference
oh
compared
yeah,
to the West.
so much weaker.
Like the superstars out in the East, like they would get trampled by a team of superstars in the West.
If
like,
it was still East versus West, like All Star.
oh, it's West every
All-Star?
fucking day.
Oh yeah, it's going to be West
It's West every
for
day.
sure.
not even close.
Steph Curry, LeBron,
Jokic,
Jokic,
Luka, Kyrie on the
yeah,
same team.
Luka,
Kyrie,
Kyrie,
Durant,
Kawhi.
Booker,
yeah,
Kawhi.
it's a
Paul George.
it's a stacked league.
Like, you
it's
look
a
at
stacked
Brad Beal now.
conference, bro.
You look at the
Valley
fucking-
Brill, yeah.
You
it's-
look at the
it's a stacked
East.
league.
R.J. Barrett, who? Fucking
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was
you know,
gonna say
like,
the stars in the
Siakam, who?
the biggest stars in the East right now are probably Giannis, Trey,
Joel.
Joel,
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell,
True.
Jimmy.
Darius Garland.
Garland.
Darius Garland / Evan Mobley.
And then
The
it just kind of
best
falls
guard-
off.
the third best
And
guard in
yeah,
the
and then
East
after
is
that
then
is-
Drew
just
Holiday.
Drew Holiday?
Drew Holiday, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And all respect to Drew Holiday,
Yeah.
but being the third best guard in the East as Drew Holiday is like, wow, the East is.
Harden
Yeah.
too, I guess. I don't know.
Not for long.
He's coming back, baby.
It's coming back to Houston.
The strip
It's
clubs
going to
have
be
missed him.
riding down Houston streets on ATVs again
Bro, the
Y'all in
strip
the Nuggets
clubs
gear. I'm
miss
showing up in
him.
the.
with Lil Baby.
I'm showing up in the Harden Houston jersey.
I mean,
That's
I
sick.
do think that there's a lot of promising young talent in the East.
Oh, yeah,
between,
for
like,
sure.
Paolo Banchero and Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Jaden Ivey. I mean, that's just the
Hot
Pistons.
take. I think the Pistons have the most potential to become like a devastating team.
The future East-West rivalry is Houston-Detroit.
Oh, you just want the
That's a
fucking
bold statement.
Thompson twins, Jalen Green, Cade
Oh,
Cunningham.
yeah.
Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham. I love how the league is pushing that agenda
It's
of like
such
it's
an agenda.
Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham. That's going to be a rivalry. It's like no,
No,
fuck
it's
And
not.
the Thompson twins now.
The Thompson twins, yeah. I mean, I feel for me personally, I feel the Pistons look like that team that's just like gearing
Shut
up for
it's so
something.
good.
And like you don't know what the fuck they're doing. It looks like they're doing a bunch of bullshit.
Who did they just draft?
Asor Thompson or
Yeah.
Amon.
They got a Sar.
Asor.
Asar. Okay,
They got a
yeah.
Sar. Amon's better. We got him before him.
That's what I thought.
At 4.
You also got Cam Whitmore, which
How the
Y'all
heck?
did get
Summer
Cam
League,
Whitmore,
I'm
which
sorry. I
is
just
fucking
Cam
crazy.
Whitmore.
How do you pronounce this man's middle name? It's literally just XLNC.
XLNC.
that has to be an acronym of some kind.
Thompson. Oh, is it Roman numerals? No.
Ain't
Is
no
it Roman
C.
numerals?
Wait,
Yeah,
I'm
there is a
sorry.
C in
I'll
Roman
admit, I'm
numerals.
too
Oh, there
stupid to.
I don't remember what number
I'm
it
too
is,
stupid to
but-
that might
try
be
this.
100.
says it.
Yeah, something. No, because 100 is M. No, M is 1,000.
Excellence.
Oh,
remember.
excellence.
That's
dope.
My God.
That's dope.
No,
Excellent.
fuck it. That's a tough ass middle
Excellence.
name. I'm not even going to
XNC
cap.
for excellence.
That's actually tough as
That's
fuck.
clever.
Is a man the same thing?
I thought his parents pulled some
Check
Elon
mine,
Musk
Thompson.
bullshit at first,
Oh,
but
just named him a bunch of numbers and letters.
Yep.
which
it's
why the
same
fuck
shit.
did Grimes go
Yeah.
through
Their
with
middle
that?
names are the same shit.
Or excellence with
Excellence.
letters.
They're both excellence.
Yeah.
That's tough as fuck.
That's kind of hard.
I knew a
Excellence
family
without
of
the vowels.
I knew a family of kids when I was at East, and we only called all of them by their middle names, but it's because their middle names were like Cypher,
sure.
Lyric,
Yeah, I
like
remember you telling me
it
this
was
shit.
like all like hip hop names, which was dope as fuck. But they all had like super regal ass legal names, like Reginald.
Reginald.
I don't even remember the rest of his fucking name. I just remember his first name was Reginald. But I
Right.
was like, yeah, that's weird. as
Jeff-
fuck.
Free.
It's like my full name.
It was like Reginald thing the third. It was like the worst fucking name for a black kid ever, but but their middle names were fucking fire.
Hell yeah.
Worse than Matthew Perry.
Man, at least I'm famous. I don't sound
see-
like some old rich white dude in fucking England.
of names, did you see the Golden State Warriors hired Steve Kerr's son for their G League team?
Yeah.
It's just gonna get announcers canceled.
They're just gonna say Kerr.
Why Steve Kerr? Why?
Because
he
he was able to walk into that Bulls
Steve
locker
Kerr
room.
said, "Man, I
was
was
able,
on the court with
MJ, Scottie Pippen.
I can do what I want.
Dennis
I
Rodman.
can do whatever the fuck I want to do."
Bro, he walked into that fucking Bulls locker room after the birth of his
You know
son.
who
and
can't do
straight-
that? Larry Bird.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Larry played with Dennis Johnson.
Don't get me wrong. Larry Bird was
Larry
a
Bird shit
generational
on people
talent.
just-
I would say Larry Bird is probably the best white player that we've ever had in the NBA.
The hick from French Lick,
That's,
baby.
that's going to change.
White American.
White American.
He's the
yes.
best white American. And I don't
American. That's what I mean by white.
That's
I don't
not gonna
mean
change.
European. I'm not including the Europeans.
Yeah, you
Right.
don't you dare shit on
Because
Nikola,
Luca
like-
might be
Hey,
Luca
hey,
and Nikola Jokic are like
That's right, you
the
put
top
respect
two
on it.
Already
European.
better.
Not already better. I
They're
don't
getting
think.
there.
Look, like with Jokic,
Luka, no.
With Jokic winning a title, and this is something I wanted to touch on. With Jokic winning a title, I think he moves into top 20 all time.
How many MVPs does Larry Bird have?
3.
Okay, so
He had 3 in a row.
He's one behind.
I
him in
think-
MVPs. That's crazy.
He's the only.
Yeah.
He's the last.
Where do
guy
you
to
put
win 3 in a
Jokic
row.
in centers all time?
Centers all time.
Centers all time.
Look, the thing with the center
Top
list.
5.
Do you think he's in top 5 or top 10?
Top 5.
Talent or everything?
Huh?
Talent or everything?
Just like a full, like so
Everything,
far.
I guess. Yeah. so
Because
far.
what I'll say is there, like the center position, just throughout NBA history, has been so stacked.
Yeah,
Um,
it is. Shaq.
And there are guys that like you just can't put Jokic above, and like it'll take a fuck ton for him to get
Kareem.
above them. Kareem, Shaq, Wilt, Bill, Hakeem.
Nobody's topping the world, bro.
Yeah, And it's like those 5, you can't put Jokic above that top 5. Now you get into like the realm of
that's cap.
Bill Walton, David Robinson, Dwight Howard. I consider Jokic. I think he's 6.
I think he's better than Dwight Howard.
I think he's better than Dwight Howard.
100% better
I think
than
he's better.
Dwight.
I think he's better than David Robinson.
Actually, I don't know. I'm going to run a 2K simulation of prime Dwight Howard versus Jokic.
Jokic is a more skilled offensive player.
Yeah,
but
I think Dwight had
three
way
DPOIs.
better athleticism. He was athletic as hell in his prime.
Yeah, but you look at what Jokic is able to do compared to what Dwight couldn't.
True.
Dwight and Jokic
Dwight couldn't shoot threes.
have the same amount of rings.
fucking.
They do have the same. Well,
pass.
look,
He has more defensive players. He has more finals appearances.
Well, yeah,
He
Jokic's
has less
fat ass
MVPs.
can't fucking get up.
Yeah, Jokic is just like a really slow center, though.
He's dude. If he were 6'1", he'd be a point guard. I mean, he'd be a point guard, but still, if he were a whole ass foot shorter, he'd be the fucking point guard that he's playing like.
He'd be a grocery store clerk.
Yeah, if he was 6'1", he'd be that McDonald's meme.
Yeah.
Would you like fries with
Giannis if he wasn't 6'11".
Look, that thing about Dwight Howard, that's
Kurt
deceiving.
Warner
'cause,
having
like,
asses?
I get it. Like Dwight has the same amount of rings, but like Dwight is not a Finals MVP.
My thing with Dwight Howard is that Dwight.
Beat LeBron in the path to the finals.
I think that
Then got
Dwight.
smucked by Kobe, man.
I like Dwight.
I like Dwight too.
I loved Dwight in his prime. I loved when Dwight played for the Lakers both times.
Yeah.
But he's not better than Jokic. I don't think.
No, he's not.
I just think that I don't think Dwight, besides all the accolades and all that shit, like let's take the accolades out of it. Yes, he's more athletic. I think that's it though.
He's just as talented.
He's a
as-
better
in his-
defender.
his own-
He's a
Yes.
better defender.
Like if you I saw something the other day. Is like, who would you take if Jokic had like Kareem's defense? Fucking
Kareem's
dude.
defense? Kareem is alright. I mean,
not Kareem, Hakeem. Sorry, fuck.
Hakeem
I meant
Olajuwon?
I meant
that
Hakeem. My
changes
bad.
things a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, no. If he had like,
Which that's another center
Hakeem's-
that I don't think I would put Jokic above necessarily.
No, not yet.
Well, no, fucking, he's the dream. But
Yeah.
no, if you
He's the
gave
dream.
him Hakeem's defensive ability, that man is the best center of all time already.
That man's the GOAT.
That man would be
Fucking
the
Hakeem's
goat.
defense.
The goat.
I think if you gave him Hakeem's defense
Yeah.
and you gave him Dwight's athleticism,
Game over. Game over.
He's unbeatable.
He would.
The way
Plus
he-
100
the way he-
attribute everything on
The way
Yeah.
he built,
He would
he's
definitely
not
be a
gonna have
99.
Dwight's
Yeah.
athleticism.
He would be the second player to ever be 100
Behind
on 2K.
Shaquille O'Neal in
Behind
2K2.
Shaquille O'Neal. Fucking. That's why Shaq will always be my number one.
Shaq.
Fair.
I say right below Jokic. I'm gonna put AD.
AD's already on that list. Damn.
Really.
He's already in but that's also like my personal top 10. I just really love AD. That's just me.
We
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking
if
bigs in general,
Boogie was
including power forwards,
if Boogie had been healthy his entire career, Boogie would be in that list as well.
I mean, if we're including just bigs, then I don't put Jokic above fucking Tim Duncan.
God no, the
Oh,
big
no.
fundamental. Fuck no.
no.
No. And then like you have to talk about. I mean, who else are like really good?
Dirk.
Oh yeah, because AD is technically
No,
a power forward.
Yeah.
But he played center.
He played center for the Lakers.
Yeah,
these
that's
last few
why
years.
I
Yeah.
was saying he
I
wasn't
have-
on that center list.
I mean,
but-
I have Jokic above Dirk now.
I do too.
I also have
Yeah.
Jokic above Garnett.
Facts.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's a hot
tough.
take.
That's. I mean, honestly, I agree with that.
Sorry.
I
Jokic is
agree
above
with it,
Garnett.
but I think it's a real close. That's a real close comparison.
Hell,
'Cause
I'd say
Kevin
within-
Garnett was kind of ridiculous.
Garnett
He
was great. Garnett
no,
was
but you look
great.
at the bigs in that time, like him, Chris Bosh, and who else?
Yeah, it was mostly him, Chris Bosh, Tim Duncan.
Yeah,
Dirk.
no, you look at Dirk.
Dirk.
You look at those guys, and
That was probably like the big four of bigs.
I'd say by year 4, Jokic had already passed Bosh by then.
Oh yeah,
I mean, Bosch is a 2-time champion. Yeah.
but
damn, that's crazy.
But Bosh
But you
wouldn't
look
be
at
a
all the other
two-time
shit.
champion had it not been for D Wade and LeBron. Let's
Exactly.
This is true.
So,
Like,
and Ray Allen hitting that
Bosh,
clutch ass three.
Bosh was
Yeah.
good. Don't get me wrong, but like you look at those 4 guys, Jokic has already surpassed 2 of them
Yeah.
on his way. Like he will one day be better. What you'd say he's better than Dirk already too?
Yes, I think.
All right, yeah, he's just got fucking Tim Duncan, which I can easily see him doing in the next 5 years if he doesn't
Yeah.
retire.
I just looked up greatest big men of all time, and the first thing that comes up was Hoops Hype,
Mm-hmm.
top 20 centers of all time, so our big men of all time, and it seems like a centers list. They have Jokic at 12. I'm going to go down from 12.
Okay.
Tell me if you're taking Jokic or that guy. 11, Wes Unseld.
Wes Unseld was
Taking
decent.
Jokic.
Wes Unseld was decent, but no, Jokic better.
10, Bob McAdoo.
Bob McAdoo is one of my favorite players of all time, but Jokic
I'm
better.
taking Jokic.
George Mikan,
I'm taking Jokic.
Illinois legend from the 50s.
Look,
He played it to Paul.
He was the first superstar in NBA history, but
Yes.
it was the 50s.
Patrick Ewing.
Jokic.
Yes.
Jokic.
Yes. Jokic has a ring.
Yeah.
David Robinson
Jokic.
didn't get a ring till Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Moses Malone,
Moses. Okay, that one's interesting because
one NBA title, one Finals MVP, 3 MVPs.
yes, Moses in the early '80s was like godlike.
Yeah, Moses is really good.
We're into the top 5. They have this pains me.
That was number 6.
They have Hakeem at 5.
Hakeem at
You're
5.
taking Hakeem over him.
I am taking Hakeem over him.
I am taking Hakeem.
I'm taking Hakeem over Jokic.
Yeah.
Shaq. You're
Shaq.
taking Shaq.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shaq is number 4?
Yeah, and this is where it gets wild.
Oh, they're gonna put Bill Russell above
3
him.
is
Yeah.
Wilt.
Wilt
Okay.
I'm taking Jokic. Am I crazy?
over Wilt.
Over Wilt?
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's my thing with Wilt, right? Wilt has, obviously nobody's ever touching Wilt's stats.
Yeah.
But
even
Wilt was
his
playing
grandson.
against a bunch of fucking bums. Like, let's be real.
There were other good guys in the
Jokic in that
'60s.
era.
There were other good, but there
Bill
weren't
Russell,
as
but
many
that's it.
good guys as there are nowadays that
Bellamy?
Jokic has to play
I
against.
mean, you look
I'm
at
taking
other
that into
bigs.
account.
Bill Russell.
And then 2 is Bill Russell, 1 is Kareem.
Well, Kareem is unarguable.
No.
Kareem is the best center for me personally, just based off of like that man has 6 MVPs, 6 titles. He was up until very recently the all-time leading scorer,
Yeah.
and he did most of
Shout
that
out
scoring.
to the king.
Yeah, and he did
Facts.
most of that shit without a fucking 3-point line.
Yeah.
Out of those guys I named, I'm taking Moses, Hakeem, Kareem, and Shaq instead of Jokic.
Yeah.
Moses,
That's probably who I'm
Hakeem,
taking too. I'm only putting Jokic above Wilt
As of
because,
right now, too. We'll see.
Jokic
Because
still has a bunch of his
I-
career left too.
Yeah, and that's my
does.
thing. It's just
God,
like,
man, he's 28.
like I said, it's just a different era. And
Yeah,
it's
it is,
like,
but-
yes, he had other good people he was playing against, but how many good centers was he playing against?
I mean, but you also
Bill
got to
Russell.
think about how. You also got to think about how like the play
Out of
style.
30 teams.
There weren't 30 teams in the '60s.
Well,
Hey.
how many were there?
There were like 12.
You also got to think about how the play style of each. Like Jokic wouldn't have the play style he does now back then because the game has
True.
developed since then.
Yeah.
the game
Like,
is
if
much.
you-
It's a much
You
more
transport
3-point
him into
focused
that
game now.
time.
Yeah,
guys.
but like also the skill set. Like you wouldn't see. I truly don't think if you
No
put
three-point line
Jokic
either.
born in the 1940s, that if he were to play in the NBA in the 60s, that he'd be the same player he is now, just
Nah.
because of how much technology has advanced, like the ability to like adapt and just get better.
If we put today's Jokic, like
Yeah.
same play style, same attributes,
oh, that man is a Hall of Famer.
he's automatically like one of the best centers of all
No,
time.
he would be the best center of all time.
His only competition would be Wilt.
His only competition would be
Facts.
Wilt, and I think that he would actually pose a challenge against Wilt. Like
100%.
versus everybody else that was in that era, I feel like if we put Jokic in that era, he would be the
If
biggest.
you had like a 1v1 tournament of all centers of all time, I think Shaq wins it all.
I
Prime Shaq.
ooh.
I might take Hakeem in a one-on-one.
Hakeem's defense.
With
But you also
anybody.
got to think about like how fucking.
Hakeem versus Shaq's
You also got to think about
Hakeem's
how. Hey,
defense versus Shaq's offense.
yeah, you got to think about how
Hakeem's son,
aggressive.
Yeah, Hakeem is gonna fuck him in terms of offense,
Hey, yo.
in terms of defense. But
But you also got to think
put
about how
Hakeem-
aggressive Shaq was in the paint. Like
I
that,
think
that's what I'm
can't
saying.
Stop the man's size.
They're just gonna get buckets on each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shaq's size and strength versus Hakeem's craftiness every time.
yeah, it's-
exactly.
That's a tough battle.
Hakeem beat Shaq in the finals.
I know.
All right,
Just-
all right. Alex got class in 5 minutes, so
Yes.
let's
I
wrap
want
it
to
up.
leave it with one point about Wilt.
Hi.
Wilt Chamberlain is the only human being that I have ever seen
Okay.
on tape to block Kareem Skyhook.
20,000 women.
That is a fair argument. That is an extremely fair argument.
He was able to leap so high because we forget that in like high school, Wilt Chamberlain was like a generational cross country athlete.
yeah.
Cross country.
He did track. He did high jump.
Kansas high
yeah.
jump champion.
He did cross country with the women too.
But I give Wilt more credit than some.
Supposedly
Simply
could bench 500, 50
Okay.
vertical.
But I think
Beat
we can
Kevin
all
Brown
agree
in a
in like
race.
on that top 5 at least.
Yeah.
Like it might not be the same order, but
So Jokic is
Jokic,
actually at, like,
Kareem,
6?
Wilt,
I have Jokic at 6.
Shaq.
Shaq.
Don't forget Moses. We said
Moses.
We picked
Oh, you did say
Malone
Moses.
over
Oh,
him.
so Shaq. So Jokic is 6
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we're not taking him over.
Jokic.
I have him at 6 in a different order. Just because I think I have Bill Russell, and I know that makes me seem like an
I have
old
Shaq,
head, but
and like in order, I have Shaq, Hakeem,
Thank you.
Wilt. No, not Wilt.
Oh, where's Kareem? Big guy?
Kareem,
Thank you. I put him at 3 too. I'll
then
take it.
Bill, then Wilt.
All right.
But honestly, like I
Alex now
said,
has-
that Wilt Jokic thing is kind of
Dude, I'm
that's a
telling
thin
you,
line.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I'd
for
get
me.
Russell and Wilt out of Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain out of there for Jokic and Malone.
I don't disagree with that.
That's
I
that's a
can't-
good argument.
I can't hate that.
Yeah.
It's an era thing. and
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird and
All right, gentlemen, I have class in 4 minutes.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
This has been the first episode of season 2 of Board Man Gets Paid. The FIBA World Tournament is going on right now, and we will be back with a guest star next episode and talking about the FIBA World Cup.
FIBA off-season moves, and then we are into this
Yes.
season.
FIBA and
FIBA.
off-season moves, because there have been a lot of
Yes.
off-season
Oh, good God.
moves.
That just needs to be a whole different episode because Brandy's going to take forever to talk about FIBA.
Split it up.
Sorry,
She is.
Spain.
Split
She
it up.
is.
Spain. It's
So-
just Spain.
Have a good one, folks.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank you.